I'm Alicia. I'm 16 from Minnesota, and I think the experience has been crazy. Like when I told a close friend of mine, and she kept asking because if I was excited, I was like, I don't know, it hasn't sunk in yet. And every day she'd be like, has it sunk in? And you know, when I was at the hotel, she had like, has it sunk in yet? And I'm like, I'm here, but I don't know because it's still really crazy. And the people like Edward and Drew, they really helped out because walking in hills was the biggest challenge, I think, but they really helped, and so I was happy that I was able to come here and have the opportunity and bring my mom. I don't know who else I'd bring because
was it a good time for you and your mom?
Yeah, we've had a good time, but we mostly relaxed because after everything you're really tired and just good to go back to the hotel, sleep.
Yeah, what about you, Mom? What's been your experience?
I'm an emotional person, so forgive me. But been real excited for her. I know she's talked about wanting to do it, you know, but never knowing, you know, where to start. So when she was approached, it was like, okay, you know, do background checks, you know. And
what'd you come up with on your background check?
Good, you know, and even the one negative thing I saw it as somebody that maybe didn't understand why it was like a makeup problem or something. Didn't understand why you put minimal makeup on. It's like you want to, I feel like it's you want to project people. If you put a bunch of makeup on people and did the photo shoot, of course they're not going to be all, because you're not presenting the real person then. So I looked at it, you know, in that way. So yeah, so it didn't move me. It was like, you know, they didn't understand that part of it. You know, you want to present your child. I want my child to be seen as herself, you know. So it was like, that's okay with me. And so, and everything I looked at was positive. I loved the sincerity that you and Stacey have. It really comes off. And I feel like, you know, if we were ever not to be able to travel with her or something, we know that she's going to be taken care of. We know that. And then we know what we've instilled with her, and that she would have the voice to be able to speak out for herself, you know. But I'm glad that you guys make it so that, you know, in the future, you made it clear that we'll always be able to be by her, you know, so. And it's just been a great experience, you know, and everything that I felt as I was checking out everything, and the phone conversation with Stacey, the interview, just, it all still feels sincere. You know, when you meet people, you get a better feel and everything, and it's just it's comforting and it's peaceful, and I feel safe with my daughter being, you know, here. And so it's just been nice being able to bond with just her, you know, and not all the other kids. So, so it's been nice. We've enjoyed it. It's been a great experience, and you know, she's happy with everybody she's met, got to speak with. You know, when we're not being able to be in there, she's like, I loved it. I felt like I knew him forever. So, you know, you want to hear stuff like that. You want to hear that they're comfortable and everything. So that's been great. I really like
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you guys had such an amazing time. That's super cool. And that was an amazing interview. Mom, thank you for your compassion and your thought for your daughter. She's just been outstanding.
Yeah.
I remember actually when she came in, she kept being reserved, and I'm like, what is going on? I've never seen a reserved sister. I'm like, what's that? And she's like, okay, thank you. When I said that, I'm all, that's great, but I need to see it. And so Stacey were like debating, and I'm like, what is going on? He's like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden you pull out this video, we're like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. I'm like, you know what? This isn't regular white America right here. This is what we want. We want you to be your crazy self.
Yeah. Well, she comes from a crazy family.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hi, I'm Jamie. I'm 18 years old, and I'm from Las Vegas. I was scouted by Vicki outside of an ice cream shop when I was with my friends. I was kind of skeptical at first because I've been approached by other agencies before, and you never really know who's real and who's not. So I gave her my contact information, and I gave her my mom's, And she called my mom like 10 minutes later, spoke with her for 30 minutes about me. And the next day I sent over my Polaroids to Stacey, and he wanted me on board. So I booked my trip to New York, and being here has been amazing. I've worked with so many amazing people and had 2 casting opportunities. We had a photo shoot on Sunday. It went great. We photographed with someone named Jeremy, and he was awesome. I was kind of scared doing the casting because you go into it not knowing what to expect, but you get over your nerves and you just kind of have to own it. So it's been great being here, and I'm excited to see where this goes.
And you did own it. You totally did. What about you, Mom? What's been your experience?
It started out skeptical. She had actually texted me when she was out with her friends and said she was approached and sent me a picture of the card, and I was like, okay, you know, we'll talk about it tomorrow because we've had this happen a few times. And 10 minutes later, she's right, about 10, 15 minutes later, my cell phone rings and I'm seeing the number, and I was like, okay, and I didn't get to it in time, so it was great. She left this long message about it and what Pulse was, and we talked on, I called her back and we talked on the phone, and Jamie's right. The next day we did the Polaroids and had the interview with the video with Stacey on Tuesday, and time-wise it worked. A little tricky with her finishing up her first year of college, but we made it work, and we've been here and she's learned a lot, and I'm not skeptical anymore.
What did you think about sending Polaroids into someone that you hadn't met? Because some people, you know, get really nervous about that.
That it was just a little bit, you know, especially in the bathing suit. It was like, okay, where are these going? But I had already done all my research that morning before I took the Polaroids, and had read all the different reviews, the blogs on Pulse, Stacey's rebuttal to, you know, any negative reviews, and it calmed it down. Your website actually gave me that sense of calm, that it was not just some whacked thing. So, you know, we proceeded, but it was still a little scary. I think the thing that helped me a little bit was that you and Stacey are married, and so you didn't feel like you were just sending it to some other random person, that it's, you know, and then the fact that you're 6 kids, it's like, you know, the whole family and family environment has helped us a lot.
Good. What do you think of New York?
Busy, but San Francisco is one of my favorite cities, so if you walk around any of the streets down there, it's just as nuts. Taxi cab drivers are a little nerve-wracking, but other than that, it's fun. It's like a city that never sleeps, but being from Las Vegas, we kind of know that, even though we stay away from the Strip. You get used to it, I guess.
That's awesome. You guys did great.
I'm like, can you just keep talking and don't say or anything?
I know. We're good? We're done?
You're good, yeah.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
You did better like that.
All right, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Sydney. I'm 16 and I'm from California. I was actually scouted at a volleyball tournament in Denver, Colorado by Nancy, and she just kind of caught us when we were sipping our smoothies, and at first I was like, when she gave us the card, I was like, oh, you know, like, kind of like whatever. I didn't really take it seriously just because it's something so out of my element. Like, I watch ESPN for fun, so I mean, it's just completely different from anything I ever would have thought or ever imagined me doing. So at first I just kind of put it to the side, but then my mom encouraged me to call Nancy she was just saying, like, why not, you know, like, why not just call her and get some information about it. So I did, and it kind of happened really fast, because this was like 2 weeks ago, I think.
Well, we got the card like a month ago.
Yeah, and I just kind of put it aside, but my mom, it was actually during spring break, and my mom was like, call Nancy, and I was like, okay, I'll call her. So I just kind of called her, and she was like, send me like pictures and everything, and I was like, okay. And so my mom just kind of took pictures of me, and we sent them to her that night.
So did that freak you out to send pictures to somebody that you didn't really know?
Not really, because she was really nice when we
We
met
chatted
her.
with her for a long time
Yeah.
in Colorado. We had a nice little break, and she told us about her daughter, and so no, that didn't freak me.
Yeah, not really. And so I was like, okay, like whatever. And so we sent her pictures, and then she's like, oh, meet with Stacey, and I was like, whoa, okay, like, going pretty fast here. But then I think we met with him the next day. Yeah, that next night, and then he was like, come to New York, and I was like, okay. And so initially I did think like, okay, that's never gonna happen. Like, we're not just gonna pack up and leave to New York in 2 weeks so I can go model, because that's just not what I do. But then my mom was saying like, why don't you just try something new? Because it's always been volleyball, and never really done anything else, never really done anything different. And I was like, Mom, that's just not me. That's just not what I do. She said, you have no idea if it's you or not. Like, you've never tried it before. And I was like, you know what? All right. So I thought about it, talked to my friends a little bit, and they're like, say, go do it. So then, yeah, here we are. So that's kind of how we got here. And then when we came here, I love cities. Like, I'm from Folsom. I mean, it's nothing like this. And so got here at 2 o'clock in the morning. We walked down to Times Square, and the New York City it's crazy. Like, I love it. I want to bring my dad here, my sisters, so they can see it. And as far as modeling and everything, I would say I wasn't nervous, just because like I had no idea what to expect almost, and it's just like, I don't know. It was just, you know, if it happens, that's awesome, and like I wasn't gonna be disappointed if like nothing happens. But yeah, then we got here and we did the whole boot camp and everything, and I kind of liked it. I was like, whoa, like I actually like this. Like, this is weird. Yeah, this is not like football or anything. Like, I'm not much of a football game, but yeah, I really liked it. And then the photo shoot was a lot of fun, because I like getting my makeup and everything done, because I never do that ever. And so yeah, I really enjoyed the experience so far. It's been really fun. Definitely out of my element, but I'm definitely glad I did it, for sure.
Good. What about you, Mom? What's been your experience?
Well, I did. I was the one that said, just call. Like, you only live once. Doesn't hurt to just get information. So once we got information, I certainly was probably more skeptical. Not because of that. It was more like, oh, we really have to think about this. So I was definitely, more on the skeptical side. Actually, her dad was the one that said, just go. Like,
which is surprising.
Which is very surprising.
Yeah.
And I think he said it more as just have an experience. Like, nobody, you don't expect her to become some supermodel or anything, but just have an experience. So, so that was a little surprising, and probably a good thing we didn't have a lot of time to think about it. We just said, yeah, let's go. Yeah. So it has been, well, obviously our first trip to New York, so it's been a lot of fun. We do like traveling together, and we like exploring cities, so we've had a lot of fun, just that aspect, and she has really enjoyed this whole experience, so that's kind of...
I think just because it's completely different.
Yeah, so it's been very fun to see her do something outside of her element, but totally enjoy it, and so it's been a very good experience.
Awesome. You guys are great.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.